we kind of went from these beautiful like muscle cars of gyms into Kias everywhere. So YouTube, what is up? We are back in the grungiest gym in Minnesota. We're gonna rip a little upper body day today. Keep it upper body, not full body day today, because we've at 2 lower body days already today, this week. So we're gonna hit some shoulder presses, find a bunch of machines to rip, get a good little pump in. We got Gilman days this weekend. We got the home run derby tonight, and let's go dominate. Let's go get it. We're gonna build up to a 3 rep max here and go from there. Let's get it. I just spent, I did a little walk here. I was at a coffee shop, kind of a little coffee shop day of getting like administrative stuff done. I think one of the best days for me. I used to do this a little bit too much, but I just love going to a coffee shop and getting like nothing done, but everything done at the same time, you know, like just all the back end shit and just getting some like bigger ideas kind of started and working on and just getting the brain. You never really like doing like real stuff, like getting your posts done, or I don't know. It seems like, I was just thinking about it, it seems like I'm doing everything but nothing at the same time, and that felt like today. And it was a good day. I bought some flights to Colorado and Vegas for softball tournaments, and got a lot of just like smaller shit done. Felt pretty productive on that end, and making memes on the treadmill. Just a little bit ago, I got out of that coffee shop and started on the treadmill. I just want to go for a little walk, get the brain going. They'll go for a little spirit walk here, and I started walking, and I got in a zone with some Millennium, and then I started making some memes, and before I knew it, we were done with a 55-minute walk. So we have been here for way too long already, but haven't even started lifting yet. Literally, like, I talked to the owner of this place for like 20 minutes, and then went for, it was 55 minutes on that treadmill, just like Jay chilling, making some memes. So maybe that's the new strat, is make memes while walking, get a little cardio and fat boy walking. Here we go, 3 rep max. I know this isn't like super revolutionary information here, but if there's one piece of like fitness that I want all of my clients doing, every athlete, every person in the world doing, it is walking. I think it is the number one thing that you can do. I think it kickstarts the rest of your movement. I think if you're feeling like shit, a walk can clear almost everything. If you're feeling like shit mentally, you're feeling like shit physically, I just feel like you start walking, you start grooving, your brain gets going, you feel a little bit better, your joints get going, your spine gets moving, your hips get going, get some blood flow to the rest of your body. You feel amazing. And I think a lot of people that sit all day, they stress themselves out over like what to do fitness-wise and everything. Just start walking. And again, I know it's not game-changing, but again, a lot of the best information in the world isn't game-changing. You want to be a really good athlete, you sprint, you jump, you throw, you do athletic things, and you lift heavy weights, right? Like it's not game-changing information, it's just how that information gets to you and is presented to people. And I think if we can sell people on those foundational principles in a cool way, it helps a ton. But if you can walk, you're going to make a ton of progress, both mentally and physically in your life. And I just feel like not a lot of people walk. Maybe go for a walk without some music sometimes. Maybe go for a walk with music. Maybe get some nature walks in. But I am a true believer in the power of walking. If I'm going to be a neuro or what is it, like the biohackers, if I'm going to be a biohacker in any degree, it's in the power of walking. And I can't preach it enough. I feel amazing every single time I do it, and I feel like shit every single time I don't do it. And again, I've been back home hanging out with some of my buddies that always ask me like fitness advice and all these, like what program should I hop on? It's like, you'd just be so much better off if you just got a 30-minute walk in every day. And, you know, and it's not because a 30-minute walk in and of itself is magic, although there is magic in and of those 30 minutes by themselves. It's usually that it gets you going to something else. You start walking, start warming up, like, oh, I want to go lift, I want to go play basketball, I want to go play pickleball, I want to go do something else, right? So usually it's a great Kickstarter for fitness. So if you're feeling stressed out over what to do, like if you want to lose some weight, you want to get back into lifting, you feel like there's just too many things, too many ideas, just start with something as simple as a walk. Just start with something as simple as pickleball or some movement that you enjoy. The amount of athletes and clients that I've worked with and where they're trying to lose weight, and the number one thing I do is just like go do something that you enjoy, whatever that is, and then that's going to lead you to do things that you don't necessarily enjoy. So like if you're an athlete that doesn't really like lifting and I get you playing pickleball, then you'll go do lifting because you're already in the like groove of things and you feel you've got those dopamine spikes like, oh, I can go do lift, I can go squat now, right? So I feel like forcing yourself into movement is never the long-term answer. I think you need to start really, really small. Start with things that you enjoy. Start with things that you can do. Start with things that are doable for you and where you're at. And then don't stress yourself out about that. And then from there, let that kickstart your other parts. And if that's just your 30-minute walk for the day, or if the 10-minute walk inspires a 15-minute walk, that's absolute money. And from there, we can build up our fitness thing. But I think a lot of people stress themselves out and freak out over like all the information that's out there, and they don't start at the basics, right? Just start at the basics, go from there, let that inspire other things. So let's lift some heavy weights. Let's go. And I think that's one of the things that pisses me off the most about these like fucking weight room nerds. Like, if you enjoy the weight room and it's fun for you, I don't want to shame that at all. That's fun for you and it's amazing. I just despise those people that are so like anal about the special things that they need to be doing in the weight room, that they push those ideologies on the people that don't enjoy the weight room. It's like those meatheads, you take those meatheads to go play pickleball or softball and they don't enjoy pickleball or softball, and now I'm going to be super specific about your pickleball swing and try to make you enjoy pickleball because of that. Like, you already don't like it, and now I'm going to be super meticulous about where your fucking elbow is in your swing or where your elbow is in your pickleball. It's like, it's never going to work out that way. And so many of these like just jackasses in the weight room that, again, it's an amazing thing. You enjoy the weight room. That's awesome. That's your culture. That's a thing that you love doing. It's amazing that you enjoy it. And there's some days that I enjoy it, some days that I don't enjoy it. But then they switch around and pretend like it's the grind. It's like, if I take you out of that one certain environment and put you in any other environment that you don't enjoy, you're going to be the same exact as a person that brings into the weight room that doesn't love it, right? And they do the same thing to all those athletes. So all that to be said, it's okay to enjoy your movement practice. It's just okay to enjoy lifting. It's okay to enjoy like agility sessions, right? Like, so many of these guys, like, you're just fucking around, you're just goofing around. It's like, it's okay to have fun in these sessions. It's okay to enjoy these things. And 100% of the time, enjoying your session is going to lead to much better long-term results than sitting there and shaming your athletes into not enjoying it because your session fucking sucks and because you enjoy the things that they're doing. It's like, it's one of the most selfish things I see out of coaches all the time, and it drives me insane. It's like, again, if I take you into something you don't enjoy and then I'm super meticulous about it, I'm an asshole to you and tell you you're fucking mentally weak about it, you're only going to despise and hate that thing more, right? So I just think we should stop doing that. I think it's okay to have fun in your movement practice and enjoy the things that you're doing, and I think you need to find ways to make it enjoyable, especially if you're an athlete. If you're an athlete, you need to lift weights, right? We know that. We understand that, right? How can we lift weights in a way that doesn't make it suck so that you can actually do the things that you need to do, right? Like I talk about adding spice to the fundamentals so the fundamentals actually get done, right? It's not changing the fundamentals. It's getting the fundamentals actually done. So many of these guys that preach the fundamentals and not confuse or not overcomplicating things, they never get the fundamentals done with their athletes. They only get the fundamentals done with their survivorship bias of the athletes that already enjoy the fundamental things that they were doing. They were going to do those things with or without you as a coach, right? I really think there's a lot of magic in finding and getting the athletes that wouldn't have done the fundamentals, getting them to do the fundamentals because you found a way to make it enjoyable, right? So, man, we're kind of fired up today. Maybe I should do a 60-minute walk before these every single day. Let's go. All right, short rant this time. We're doing seated shoulder press because we had snatches and standing shoulder presses programmed for the day. But the ceilings here are too low to be able to do them. I did one rep with the standing one and smoked the ceiling. So, I mean, I did smoke it, but I was going to do muscle snatches over there on the platform that they got, and I was hitting the ceiling. So we're just going to do seated here and keep ripping from there. We'll go seated, and then we'll hit all of our like high rep accessories on the machines after this. Holy shit. All right, let's get through this. All right, I'm telling you, this is the coolest gym in Minnesota that we got. It's a plate-loaded lat pull-down machine here. I haven't seen one of these probably since high school. We're going to hit sets of 5 here and see how heavy we can go with this plate-loaded one. Let's rip it. All right, we're gonna rip our last set here. I think one of the mistakes, I guess I shouldn't say mistake, but one of the things you can do when you're working up to like a heavy set and you want to get a lot more reps in, right? So you want that little bit of the hypertrophy stimulus with that strength stimulus, a little bit of the hypertrophy cluster, Jake Tura style thing, is go slower on how much weight you add every single set, right? So like if you get the 225 as your max, or not your max, but it's like, let's say it's like a 7.5 out of 10. Instead of going straight from 225, if you want more sets in that day, you want a little bit more volume, instead of going from straight from 225 to like 250, let's go, or 245, let's go 2.5s on, so 225 plus 2.5, so you get to 230, then let's go 235, then 240, 245, right? So you're getting 4 or 5 sets at an RPE above 8, instead of going from 225 to 245, which is your max, and maybe you do PR that day, and if it's a strength day, maybe you do need to make that jump, and you don't have enough energy to make it all the way there, just going through those sets, but if you want a little bit more volume, you get 4 to 5 sets in at above that 8 out of 10 RPE and get a lot more work done. So it's kind of another cool way to do it. Again, if you're going strength, you probably want to skip those sets, but if you want a little bit more of that like middle ground where you're getting strength and hypertrophy stimulus, a little bit more of a building day, you can go a little bit slower to your max and stop adding as much weight as possible in between sets. Last set here, let's get it. All right, now we're going to get into the way overly complicated, super specific machine part of the day. We got the super like decline shoulder press, incline press type thing here. I don't want to say it's an incline press because it's pretty vertical, but you're leaning on a decline. It's pretty spicy. This machine takes up so much square footage. Most gyms wouldn't even pray of having it, but this gym doesn't give a fuck, bro. This gym has the most specific stuff of all time. There's a cool like little curl bar over there that I'm gonna show you too. It's fucking hilarious. It's like there's one thing you can do with that curl bar, but it's legendary. They don't care. Let's get it. I think this is like one of the things we've lost in the age of like the boylism gyms, and obviously there's a time and place. Like my gym's like I try to optimize as much space as I got because I don't got a lot of space, right? But like we kind of went from these beautiful like muscle cars of gyms into Kias everywhere, right? And again, nothing wrong with Kia. I have a Kia of a gym, and you can do a lot with a very little stuff, but I just think there's a beauty to having a muscle car gym, a gym that has like all of the classic shit and doesn't care about optimizing space, doesn't care about like the small, like, oh, this is too far away from that, or this needs to be spaced out here so I can filter in my factory athletes and have them go left and right. Like sometimes if you want a cool machine, you just have a cool machine regardless of if it's optimal or not, right? And I think this gym does an amazing job of that. This place is pretty badass, the muscle car of gyms. Let's get it. Holy shit, that got heavy. So I feel like I kind of cook it on this this YouTube video, but I just realized I'm already an hour late to where I'm supposed to be right now. Already an hour, and I was going to do like 10 other things today in this weight room. So that hour-long walk and post kind of got to me, a little behind schedule. So we're going to rush this. Last set here, I'll show you the row machine I've been ripping with this one, maybe, and then we'll hit some curls. Then we got to go. I'm already late. They're going to kill me. Supposed to be at a home run derby in like 30 minutes. There's no way I make it there in time. But I'm in charge of running it, so we'll bump it back. But we'll figure it out. Let's get it. Here we go. Last set. Let's go. Last set on this one. It's kind of like a low to high row machine here. I thought it was going to be a little bit more lower lap, just because that low row position, but it lows into that high, so it almost super upper back, a lot of traps. Feels nice. Wasn't really what I was going for, but we keep ripping. Let's get it. 8 of them. This was the curl bar I was talking about. I'm gonna bring it up so you guys can see it. It has like spider monkey grips on there. The bottom grip right there into a like hammer grip curl. I tried to curl on those spider monkeys. Definitely not what it's used for. I think it's a tricep overhead extension. You put it behind your head, do a tricep on it. It's pretty spicy. Never seen this bar before. Pretty sweet. We got 8 hammer curls here. Let's rip it. All right, that's a day. Appreciate you guys watching. Keep jumping wood. Let's go get some bombs.